Arkansas needs a coach who can both win in the SEC and embrace the unique culture of the Razorbacks. The next hire should be someone proven at a high level, but not just another retread from the carousel. The Hogs have always thrived with coaches who bring toughness, identity, and a chip on their shoulder. Realistically, Arkansas should look at a rising star like Kansas's Lance Leipold or Kansas State's Chris Kleeman, guys who have built programs with discipline, physical football, and smart game management. Both have turned non-traditional powers into consistent winners, which translates well to Fayetteville's underdog mentality. We don't have to out-glitz Alabama or Texas. We never did. What we can do is outwork them, out-tough them, and out-develop the boys we bring here. That's the Razorback way. But don't you dare chase a headline hire. Hire a man of integrity, discipline, and grit. Do that, and Arkansas will rise again.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Busch. With Ty Richardson.
Coke's back. No one's got his name on the court.
And Tommy Kraft.
You listen to the fans, you'll be sitting with them.
And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
Bring it back out of the ashes, right? What they're trying to do with this football program. Or at least to where you were 15 years ago. Welcome in. Think Tank Thursday edition of The Morning Rush. We've taken plenty of calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Group Hotline this week on next head coach, what that looks like, what you want. Figured we'd ask Chat. Chat just gave us that.
Well, here's a name that I don't hear a lot of discussion about, and I think we should hear more discussion because there's, to me, a lot of things that make sense, and I've got reason to believe I think he would be very interested in the job. Barry Odom.
Doesn't excite anyone, though.
Why? Do you think you're going to have a name that just, do you think you're going to have a splash hire? I mean, what are your expectations? Do you really think Hunter Yurachek's going to be able to pull the biggest name in college football? What name would excite? Dan Mullen's not going to do it. That's not going to excite and unify this fan base.
I think it would more than Barry Odom, personally. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Barry Odom. Who would be his offensive coordinator?
Who would be Barry Odom's offensive coordinator?
Who was Barry Odom's offensive coordinator when he went to UNLV? At first.
Bobby Petrino?
Yeah.
So you think Petrino would revert back?
Saying it's a possibility. There's a name that's not being bandied about. Power 5 or Power 4 school. Maybe there's a name that, and I think he'd have interest in this job.
I think that's true. I don't anticipate Arkansas having interest in him. Hogwild Van Buren says Barry Odom already has a bleep job. Why would he leave it? Purdue, West Lafayette. Well, the SEC job is better. What are they hung 30. They scored more points on Notre Dame than Arkansas did. What is their, Cole, do you know their record? We know their record offhand, what that is. I think they're maybe 2-2 on the season and whatnot, because they had success at UNLV when he was there, obviously. And now that obviously, that's a better job, but surely people think that Arkansas is a better job than Purdue.
I mean,
right?
if your expectation is a splash hire that's going to excite everybody, you're going to be miserably disappointed when it's over.
Chris texted in, Arkansas played this guy back in 2011 following the that game. I guess it was the Cotton Bowl in 2012 technically, but Colin Klein, who's the Texas A&M offensive coordinator, that's a name that I think is at least intriguing. He's really flown up the ranks since he was a college quarterback, and he's a younger guy coaching the SEC. Doesn't have any head coaching experience to my knowledge, but that would be something.
Check him off.
Matt from the 501 says Mullen over Odom. Mullen has a far better record with an SEC team than Odom. I think the deal with Barry Odom is he followed Gary Pinkel, which is one of the best coaches in Missouri history, took him to 2 SEC championships, and he just wasn't necessarily set up. He was he helped you defense a couple times when he's here. That's you ask an intriguing question when it comes to that. Like what would excite the fans versus like what would actually be good for this team and be good for this program? I don't think Barry Odom's a good hire.
I like the idea of having a defense. I think there's a lot of options out there for great up and coming or established OCs. If you told me we're going to get a defensive first head coach, When's the last time Arkansas had a defensive first head coach? It wasn't Pittman, wasn't Morris, wasn't Bielema.
You got to go back to the 90s?
Wasn't, I mean,
would Hatfield qualify as that, even though he played offense?
I mean,
John L. special teams.
I would be all in favor of someone who put defense as, the perceived priority. What wins championships? Defense. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. So, I don't know if you can go into a search, pigeonholing yourself into, hey, we're only going to accept this kind. But I would want, me for one, be excited to have a head coach that thought defense was a priority here. Because it's been a long time since defense has been a perceived priority in this program.
Who's the Iowa coach?
Kirk Ferentz. He's not. I think he's the first, or is he still the longest tenured coach in the country?
Yeah, he's not.
I think he is.
So that's where I'd begin. So, all right, what are your thoughts? It's a Think Tank Thursday here on the Morning Rush. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've got a great think tank over there on how to solve the problems maybe you have. Jackie's licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma. In personal injury cases, it's no fee if you don't win your case. So if you've been injured at work, you've been injured in a car accident, and you need someone to help get you back to where you belong, Jackie's the person to call. 479-769-1505. Again, licensed in Oklahoma and in Arkansas as well. Also handles family law matters, estate planning, and many more areas. Widely versatile, I guess is what you might say when it comes to Jackie. Here's what I like. Not just versatile, but personable. When you enter their offices, we were there last Friday, it's chill. It's relaxed. You don't feel like you're walking into a stuffy old, everybody in suit and tie. That hey, this is going to be expensive. Look how they dress. This is $500 an hour. You're not walking into that environment where you already feel like you're behind the eight ball on your own side as well. 479-769-1505 or mocklegalsolutions.com.
The 0-2. Line drive. Caught by Mookie Betts. And that'll do it. The Dodgers sweep the Reds 2-0. And they'll take on the Phillies in the division series.
I should have mentioned this yesterday, but we got caught up on some other things. Is October the best sports month of the year? You've got wild card stuff, and the Dodgers, I guess, the only team to advance. The other teams tied it up last night. Cleveland, San Diego, and New York. All those series are 3-1 1-1 in the wild card 3-game series. I like wild cards that are just one game. I've always thought it's like put it all on one game, but understanding again, trying to get more television and everything else. But you've got MLB playoffs. You're right in the heart of college football season.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the heart of the NFL season, or at least more of the early stages, I should say. I know technically Arkansas season begins a month from tomorrow, but you've got 4 basketball events this month. Memphis, Cincinnati, this Friday, and then the thing in Little Rock, which I think is next Sunday. So
Hot Springs.
Little Rock, Hot Springs. So you've got, a good mix of almost everything. It's really hard.
NBA preseason.
By the way, Nick Smith, I saw sign with the Lakers. He got waived by the Hornets and signed with.
When does hockey start?
I think I heard Ben McDonald talking. I think it's next week. I think that's a Zach question. Derek and Zach. I believe it's next week. So you've got.
There's a lot of convergence.
You want to bring in WNBA? You've got so many, as you said, so many things converging all at once.
Well, they can't get along in the WNBA, can they?
They want their commissioner fired. But, doesn't everyone want their commissioner fired? Don't all the players hate Roger Goodell? Don't all the players?
Nobody wants to fire Sankey that I know of. Not in this league.
Well, they're not public. You don't have players that are publicly going to say it.
The wind blows strongest at the mountaintop. So everybody wants to fire the boss, and then they figure out the next one's not as good.
Daniel says he thinks it starts on the 20th on that, but it really is.
You're right. There's a lot to choose from this month. I've watched a little bit of postseason baseball. It's been on the TV at my house a little bit. I haven't watched a lot this year. Watched a little more Yankees Red Sox than the other series, but it'll heat up and it'll get a lot more entertaining as the month unfolds.
Ryan said hockey starts next week, kind of like I thought. And then you've also got this text, Robert and Barling would take October over March Madness. March Madness being as
No.
concise as it is, and
No.
especially that first Thursday and Friday, and really if you want to add in that Saturday and Sunday with
I mean, March doesn't have football, so maybe that is the tiebreaker. October almost has too much to keep up. But the good thing is there's something great every night of the week. So
See, March to me is the best of because I'm such a heavy basketball fan and whatnot. You got weather changing. You can start wearing those pullovers. I'm a big flannel guy. It's finally going to be flannel season here before we know it. It just from a sports standpoint, though, you have your pick of the litter. I mean, you can choose
mid-March
anything.
to early April is really good for me because you, like I said, March Madness, then you get the Masters, and that's really good. I really like that.
Well, speaking of these basketball events, got a chance to listen to John Calipari yesterday at the practice facility. Here's kind of a compilation of some of the major things he was hitting on.
Hey, folks, prime time at the Palace this Friday. 8 o'clock will be when you'll get to see my team. Come early, come excited. We want this to be an event that's marked on every calendar every year. 5,000 T-shirts being given away. Students taking half-court shots for 20,000 scholarships. But if you haven't had tickets, you haven't been able to see this team in person, scan that QR code and get your ticket. Let's make this an event that every year it's on the calendar.
This is the opening drive.
20K. Got a
He said in
chance.
scholarship,
Yeah, he added that.
Yeah.
Added the
$20,000.
It's scholarship. It's the McAfee. It's the McAfee check in scholarships, or is that, or can you
That'd be
spend
a
that on
lot of
whatever?
scholarship.
I mean, 200, 300K.
I bet you there's some fine print behind that deal on
There
game
has
day.
to be.
Yeah,
There has
like
to
you
be.
win $300K, well, you can get $30,000 a year for 10 years or something.
It's kind of like the lottery, like when people say that or Powerball or something like that. You can take the lump sum.
It's a
or you
lump
can
sum.
take-
We're gonna pay you out over 50 years.
And McAfee could be one of those guys that just gives it to you right up front, just because
He can
how
afford it.
Yeah, he could. Just about crazy he is, but
I saw where his contract's coming back up. They're going to extend him with ESPN, and it's massive.
he
Massive contract.
Well, what he does is he brings in an audience, a younger demographic that they haven't been able to latch onto for a number of years. I don't know how many of your friends and older like him, but that ESPN is shifting more of their.
they don't
content
hate him,
towards-
but I don't hear anyone quote him either.
No,
So.
and there's a difference in that. But I think for this Friday night, last year was kind of a weird dynamic with basketball. It took them a while to get that building full. It didn't help that they weren't
Well, they weren't
good,
playing anybody at home.
What-
I mean, you had Kansas in an exhibition game. That doesn't
which
count.
was sold out,
yeah,
right?
it was full. But, I mean, and I know Coach Calipari commented on it. He was frustrated on it. I'll be interested to see with the reseeding. I don't think you could say, well, it's going to be this way. I don't think any of us know. You know, everybody thinks it's going to be like baseball was after the reseeding, and nobody's going to use their tickets until big names show up. I think there'll be some of that, but I think on weekend games, and that's one of the things you got to look at is how many Saturday games do you get at Bud Walton Arena? There's usually weeknight games, Friday night games. You know, people don't show up till the big names roll in.
Colton, correct me if I'm wrong. If I remember their SEC schedule, their Saturday home games were great.
Yes,
like
they did have some marquee.
They had
names
some
at home.
marquee Saturday games at home, including the Kentucky Wildcats, who are going to be in here. But to your point, I mean, when you think about their non-conference schedule leading up to that, while they play some high-quality teams, they don't have the name appeal like Michigan State's in East Lansing, the second weekend of college, or the first weekend, I think, of college basketball. You've got some marquee events that you're participating in, but the only big-time non-conference matchup is the Louisville game.
Well, you
Right?
got home games. I'm talking here. Monday, November 3rd, opener against Southern. I mean, it's a Monday and it's your opener. People will go. I'm talking about Bud Walton games here, so I'm not. I'm skipping around like the Michigan State games on a Saturday, but that's at East Lansing. Tuesday at Bud Walton Arena, November 11th, Central Arkansas. Friday, November 14th, Samford at Bud Walton Arena. Tuesday, November 18th, Bud Walton Arena, Winthrop. That's the thing is in November, nobody plays on Saturdays because of college football. Can't get on TV. Campuses are jammed up. Friday, November 21st, Jackson State, Bud Walton Arena. Play Duke out of town. You get Wednesday, December 3rd, Louisville, Bud Walton Arena. And then finally, Saturday. Nope, that's in Dallas. Never mind. That's the
Tech
game.
Texas game.
Tuesday, December 16th, Queens at Bud Walton Arena. And they go to Jersey. Monday, December 29th, James Madison, Bud Walton Arena. Saturday, January 3rd, Bud Walton Arena, Tennessee.
So that's the first set.
Your first Saturday home game is not till January.
Yeah. But it is Tennessee.
So don't be surprised when there's 12, 13, 14,000 actually there.
And again, that's a great crowd for a lot of college basketball
right,
venues.
But you got a building that holds 19. You need it full. But
yeah.
I don't know that you're going to get very many Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday full houses. And some of these game time, I need to go back.
Do you think it's not necessarily Cal learned his lesson, but he kind of took the Muss approach? He went to the fraternities. I think Petrino's scheduled to go to the sororities sometime next week. I need to get that confirmed. But do you think he saw that last year and it's like, let's drum up some more excitement? Like this is a bigger event than they held last year. I mean, they did two of them. They did one in Pine Bluff, one in Hot Springs last year. So they're just doing one satellite type of event. They've done the women's clinic. They've done some other things. But do you think he's kind of like, I want to see more people in the building leading up to that?
Well, I mean, you've asked people to pay more money than they've ever paid before to have great seats. Some are paying the same and getting worse seats. That'd be me. Paying more. Actually, I'm paying more for worse seats this year. So I mean, I think early on, some fans that have not sat in the seats they're going to sit in before will go for to see how bad they're going to be. That'd be me. Or people that have never been able to sit where they're getting ready to start sitting. That won't be me. That are going to try them out. So hopefully, if you got tickets, you find someone to use them. I would think the demand for tickets, even with no-name opponents,
we are always willing to exchange tickets with listeners here on the Morning Rush. Happy to do that any single time when we do that.
All right. That's your opening drive this morning. Brought to you by Pradco and LureNet.com. If you need to load up the tackle box, you can do that now with LureNet.com. Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, and exclusive brands and baits you won't find anywhere else are available at LureNet.com. They're made in Arkansas, and any order over $35 in the U.S. gets shipped for free to your doorstep. That's LureNet.com, LureNet.com for Arkansas's own from Pradco, LureNet.com.
Got a chance to meet this guy yesterday. Terry and Alma is phoned in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Terry, good morning, man.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I just want to appreciate you and thank you for your stay. But I was wanting to get back to football for a second. You know, y'all are a caller-driven show. If, everybody's wanting, like a new head coach, wanting to talk about it and so forth. If Juracek is giving Bobby Petrino the opportunity to play his way into this job, I mean, when do you anticipate the naming of the next head coach? I don't foresee it being within the next month or two, but it seems like the fans are clamoring to know something before then when we really don't know what we're going to get or what we have.
Oh, I think that's right. I think
that's a fair question.
Terry, unless Arkansas wins their next 4 games, then we'll have the answer, right? If somehow he put pixie dust over the program and you go out and you beat Tennessee a week from Saturday and you beat A&M at home and you find a way to beat Auburn and Mississippi State and he gets, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. You have your answer, right? So that's the only way you're going to get it sooner. There is no way for Hunter Juracek to finalize this process till any sooner than the weekend following Thanksgiving. And I think you'll know somewhere.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, we want an answer, but what we really want to do is have conversation. But the answer may present itself. Now, if you go out and you get your butt kicked and you get blown out at Tennessee and A&M comes home and pulls your pants down and you don't look any good against Auburn or Mississippi State, I think you also have your answer about it's not going to be Petrino.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better have a name in your back pocket if that happens.
Well, I think, I can't imagine that conversations aren't already occurring. And I would imagine there's coaches out there that have sent, interest, and ones that they'd like to attract, they're not getting much back from. So I can't imagine that the process isn't continuing, even though it's, just now the first part of October.
Well, I knew y'all have the correct answer, so I appreciate it, and y'all have a great day.
I don't know if it's correct.
I don't know if it's correct, but it's
that's
our
just-
opinion.
it's a
I'll give you
thought.
my opinion. I don't know if it's the correct answer.
I think how you
Terry,
laid it,
great to see you yesterday.
I think how you laid it out is a fair way to look at it. If they get their doors blown off these next 4 games, then you're probably
Well, and listen, if you get your tail kicked, but you play hard against some of the best teams in the country, i.e., Tennessee in the first one, A&M. I mean, there's another program that is quietly working their way up to the top of the SEC rankings.
Bobby Petrino 3-0 against Texas A&M.
But teams that you should be competitive against, how do you play? I mean, now if you go beat some of those teams that are right now putting, you find that pixie dust, and this team goes to a new level, then I think the search is over. So
I think
I for one am not expecting that to happen. I think reality still will kick in.
Man, it'd make this show a lot more entertaining if they started winning. Golly, if that.
Well, what would make this show? If you go 3-4 the rest of the way, or 2-5 the rest of the way, you're right there in that gray area. You
got 50-50 on both sides. I don't know if it's 50-50, but you had some conversation around.
All right, Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open, 877-377-6963. Calls and texts coming in. We'll get to more of those. Gray Hog's on the line. We got 2 lines open. You can call in now on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Be sure to download the Hit That Line Now app. It's powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. Get the Hit That Line Now app in the Apple or Google Play Store. It's powered by Taco Bell.
Hog update when we come back. Going to hear from Bobby Petrino at the SEC teleconference yesterday, how the men and women's golf team fared at the Blessings Collegiate Invitational, plus a former Razorback has been hired at Bentonville High School.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
We had 2 people over here cooking mess out in the back barn behind the house.
You're listening to The Morning Run.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
A dude calling for it. He's got it with 5 to shoot. Richmond comes to get it. His jumper. Yes! Billy the Kid with a big bucket.
This is The Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a store card. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, The Paint Store, Van Buren.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
If you or a loved one experienced emotional distress due to slow internet 25 years ago, Taco Bell believes you're entitled to a delicious escape. The Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, 7-layer burrito, caramel apple empanada, and more. All $3 or less. Claim 5 returning faves and relive what you love from the 2000s. If you already suffered dial-up, don't wait any longer. Experience Taco Bell's Decades Y2K menu now. At participating stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Went out yesterday, and I felt like we had a good practice. There was a great attitude out there. Guys were going full speed. We still got a lot of things to work on, a lot of things to get better at.
Oh, man. I was cracking up when I listened to that this morning. Bobby Petrino yesterday on the SEC teleconference. Tommy, we know what kind of language you use. Pittman, same way. Like, how difficult is it? Like, you go in coach mode, obviously, and then you got to be cordial. You got to be upstanding, and you just almost have to reframe it and stuff like that. He almost had a slip up. He caught himself, though.
Well, and, good or bad, society's gotten to the point where the slip-ups, because we hear it on nearly every TV channel anymore, that TV station. I don't know that it's as big a deal as it once used to be, but you got to put the filter on it. You got to put a quarter in and turn the crank and engage the filter when you get in front of the microphone.
Yeah, this is I just got a kick out of that yesterday.
Sometimes when your filter gets turned off, weird things come out.
Yeah, no, that is true. Not only did you get a chance to hear from Bobby Petrino yesterday, and you can listen to that. We'll have some other clips for you throughout the morning, but also John Calipari and everything else. And we were again, this season we've talked about it a lot. What you have, what the expectations are, and one of the guys that's kind of leading charge on this is a guy that Cal's coached for the last 2 years and heading into year 3, and that's DJ Wagner.
He's in the best shape he's ever been in, stronger than he's ever been, more confident than he's ever been, and when you're playing the sport, you got to build your own confidence. Can't come from somebody else. It's got to be you, which means if things don't go right, you still believe in yourself. If the coach gets on you, you look at him, okay, that's fine, but it doesn't change you, and that's where he is right now.
The backcourt to me is really intriguing because you bring in Darius Acuff, who's point guard. You got Malik Thomas, who's kind of that combo 2 guard. You have DJ back, and we had this question kind of with Boogie, but he was injured for a good chunk of this last year. And they've been, what Cal said yesterday is DJ and Darius Acuff have been going at one another. He's got a lot of options. And
well, okay, so who are the go-to guys? If you've got to have a bucket, and I think that's where Arkansas has struggled in the past. Got to have a bucket or got to have a rebound. Who's the guys that, all right, we got to have a bucket. We got to stop the bleeding, or we got to, there's 30 seconds to go and we're down 1.
I think Carter, Darius, what would you say, Colton? I know you follow this stuff pretty heavily.
Carter Knox was going to be my number 1 choice. Coach Cal talked about how much better he's gotten and how attacking was more of a focus of his game this offseason. I would choose Carter Knox or somebody like DJ Wagner.
I would think he's
Trevin Brazil?
I think Trevin, like when we put all that pressure on Trevin in, was it 2 years ago?
That's what I'm interested, and I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong. Mm-hmm. I think identifying those guys, and from what I understand for some people that have seen practice, I'm just saying there's a few candidates for that.
Okay.
Arkansas didn't have an absolute go-to guy in the past, and I think maybe you've got a couple of options there. From what I'm understanding right now in practice, watching this team scrimmage, pretty high level, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of holes that, hey, man, if we only had this, if we only had a big that get seems like they've got a lot of the answers to the question.
Cal Pringle's your rebound guy.
Yeah,
I mean, have one for you.
But he keeps saying
you've had. I mean, we've went into these last few seasons, even under Muss and then last year under Cal, with but if we had fill in the blank, and last year was big guys. I think they've answered point. They've got some people who can handle the ball. I think you got some guys who can go get you a bucket. I think you got some rebounds.
Say, pack your bags. We're going to be in Indy in April.
I mean, you got to have a lot of luck to make that happen.
Luke,
but I think you've got real potential for that to happen.
All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Think Take Thursday, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 8-SPARKY.
Gray Hog has been patiently waiting here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Gray Hog, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, guys. Hey, want to talk about our coaches first off, and then I've got a golf question. But, when we're sitting there looking at them and bringing in somebody that's going to get not just, but the state excited, and that's Petrino, Gruden, and Lashley. And I think any one of those three, but the biggest thing is getting our boosters, because they're the guys that are going to control everything. But if we can get them all on the same page for one person, I think it'd make a big difference, especially with the NIL and everything.
Do you think of those three, do you think there's one guy that all the big-time boosters would unite and spend money on, in your opinion, Gray Hog?
Well, yeah, I think Gruden would be the top of that. Lashley would be right behind that. Being an Arkansas boy, Springdale native, and everything else, those would be the top two. Petrino, though, if he can work his magic, I've heard that he's got backing, but I don't know if he would have all of them and being able to get that big clump for the NIL.
Gray Hog, appreciate the call. If you want to jump in on that, 877-377-6963. Petrino, Gruden, or Lashley, who would you take of those three?
I think you'd take Lashley. Mm-hmm. If you could get him, all things equal, Lashley. He checks a lot of boxes for me, but I don't think he's coming. I don't think he's interested. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, #1 provider for top quality aggregates that include rock, sand, asphalt, gravel, ready mix concrete, rip wrap. I mean, any size of rock you might need. They have their own quarries. They're able to bring you the products and get them to you when you need them the most on your job site. Plus, they can help you plan the job with their complete construction consultant services. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
I absolutely love your show. I can't listen to anything else on the drive to work in the morning other than the morning rush.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Today you're going to follow Jesus. And by 10 o'clock, I still want to follow Jesus, but I also want to slap the hell out of somebody.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two, with fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Why wait till Monday for your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with RUSH25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
I want to go back to something I mentioned earlier in the show and maybe dive a little deeper into that. Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by CartPath Social. All things being equal, if you had your choice of an offensive-minded or a defensive-minded head coach, do you have a lean one way or the other? Does that part of the equation even matter to you? Offense or defense first? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question when searching for your next head coach.
Well, let's think about success in Arkansas. So Petrino's offensive-minded, Nutt's offensive-minded, not that he's not defensive-minded.
And how dynamic that offense was.
How would you label Ken Hatfield? Played offense, but I know their defense was calling card.
He was a defensive back, punt returner.
Yeah.
But he was that offense. That offense. Okay, I don't know that even going back to the Hatfield era is apples to apples, because back then you threw the ball about 5 times a game.
What I'm trying to illustrate, and I apologize.
I know Houston brought the run and shoot around, but wasn't a lot of throwing the football back then.
But I'm just trying to illustrate the successful coaches in Arkansas, what their priorities were.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at the successful coaches around college football today or in the past. You see Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, all these guys. These are all defensive-minded guys.
Exactly.
Even if you look at Big Ten guys, Ryan Day's a defensive-minded guy. Dan Lanning at Oregon was a defensive coordinator, I believe. So
now you're picking up on what I'm talking about.
Defensive-minded football would definitely be a welcome change of pace here in Arkansas.
And again, your point is spot on. When's the last time you had someone in charge of the program that came in from the viewpoint of a defensive-minded head coach?
What was Danny Ford? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Danny Ford.
Like these are questions that I didn't even know Coach Hatfield was a D-back. For some reason I thought he played wide receiver, but because I saw that, I've seen that punt return 100,000 times. But that is something you think about because let's just go to Norman, right? So they bring in Venables, and Venables is like, offensively, you guys do your thing. Mateer, I still don't know that Washington State OC that they brought over. You're going to have to help me on that, Colton. But it's like, y'all do your thing, and I'm going to cook on the defense. And that Oklahoma defense is nasty.
And what's happened at Clemson since he's left?
They haven't been near the same.
Now, you can't say it's all about the defense, but I think that's part of Clemson's decline, and that they haven't fully embraced the
at one point, Dabo had his OC and DC. I think it was Tony Elliott and Venables there for a while, and then they both left, and that program, like you said, hadn't been the same, and the portal aspect too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're like, I'm trying to think, who is a name that has popped up that is a defensive-minded coach that is actually within reason? I'm trying to think of a candidate. I'm going through the Rolodex right now. That's been because Lashley's not, Mullen's not. I don't know what Summerall is.
He's a defensive guy.
Is he?
Summerall from Tulane's probably your biggest bet if you want to go defensive.
Defense first. Okay.
Barry Odom's a defensive first guy.
Who else is
here's the thing. Defense doesn't excite a lot of people. Points on the board, high-flying offense, vertical offense, going down the field. That's what gets people excited. But you went over a great list right there, and it starts with Saban. I know he's obviously retired, but the coaching tree off of him and the success of being defensive first, it has its merits. And a lot of the better programs over the last 5 to 10 years, Alabama being chief amongst them, were led by a defensive-minded head coach.
Matt texting in, Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Matt Campbell and Chris Kleiman, big defensive guys. Campbell's at Iowa State. You've got Kleiman at Kansas State.
That's who ChatGPT recommended was Chris Kleiman.
Is that right? Yeah. Wins excite the fan base was what B in Clarksville said. And if you win with defense, that's fine. Jim in Fort Smith says Big 12 is all about the offense. When was the last time a Big 12 team won a national championship? Good point. Summerall, to your point, Colton, was a linebacker and a defensive assistant at Kentucky. And then, let's see, Jason, uniform guy, whoever they bring in, they need to implement some swagger in this team. They're playing the SEC. If you watch the other team, they just play like they own the field. It's a different attitude.
Colorado's got a lot of swagger, and right now, not a lot of wins. So
defense is just the one thing that you can't really hide. You can mask an offense with a good system. Like you can do the triple option to kind of just ground and pound your way through the game if you don't have a bunch of high-flying skill players. But if you don't have the guys on defense or at least a good scheme, you can't fake that.
Well,
defense also travels fairly consistent.
Let's think about SEC success. And again, that's because I don't know if we can go to Southwest Conference. 95, you had a good defense, right?
Yeah.
98, you did. 2002, Tony Bua, that squad, yes. 2006
was outstanding.
Shepard. Dude, you had Malcolm Shepard. You had Jamal Anderson. You had Antoine Robinson. You had Keith Jackson Jr. That whole D-line, Little Rock boys.
But that wasn't the.
But yeah, like the North. But 2000.
You're talking about teams.
Yeah, I'm talking about success. 2010, Jake Beckett, Jerry Franklin, that group, which doesn't get as much notoriety as the offense did with Ryan and then Tyler the following year. But you had defenses, at least under Petrino, that were serviceable and were good at getting to the quarterback. So, find me at 21, that defense, Hayden Henry, Bumper Pool, linebackers like
right. So
Monteric Brown. Like you can't. There's
right.
not
so
Arkansas.
put a pin in that conversation. Now let's go back because you're really good about remembering SEC champions, and let's just go back in order a few years.
Okay.
In the SEC champions,
Georgia, great defense,
defensive first, right?
I think it was Georgia again. Alabama, who beat them, I think, in the SEC championship, and then they lost them in the national championship. LSU 2019, Burrow gets all the notoriety. That defense had like 6 or 7 draft picks.
All right.
You've had plenty of Georgia teams. You had Florida, like people talk about
a bunch of Alabama teams.
Yeah, you talk about Tebow in Florida, Brandon Spikes, Joe Hayden.
What's the common denominator in most of those programs that won SEC titles over the last decade?
That would be defense.
They led with defense. Now you got to score points, obviously, to win. But I think we can't get too caught up in who calls offensive plays and what kind of quarterback can they develop. And I want someone that can develop some defensive tackles. I want someone that can bring in talent that can control the A gap. I want someone that has a safety that can dominate the middle of the field. So
do we decide on John Summerall?
No, I'm just saying I don't have a name necessarily. I'm just saying let's not get so in love with points and quarterbacks and offense that it's been a long time since we've had a defensive first head coach here.
Scott Cochran, he's like 4-0 at West Alabama or something. The old strength and conditioning coach for Kirby and Nick.
But I think when we look at what is the key ingredient to the recipe, we all know it. So let's go search for that key ingredient. Let's make that a bigger priority when we talk about this on the outside. Is what would be wrong with having a coach that values the defense and comes from that side of the ball? So you can just find someone like a Bobby Petrino, find someone that's perhaps a young up and comer to run an offense that's going to be a head coach in 3 or 4 or 5 years that can make your offense great, and you just make them the associate head coach and turn that side of the ball over to them so that the defense has your full and undivided attention.
Would Bobby be okay with reverting back to that role? Because Lunny wasn't. It didn't sound like Lunny was okay to going back.
Well, I think it got personal because I think there were some things with the job, and he was maybe promised some stuff that.
You mean like the job?
Like
and
the
then 12
job,
hours
and then
later,
he was going to have Sam Pittman maybe be his OC, and then 4 days later, after
switcheroo,
the old switcheroo came around, and then he didn't have the same option. So, no, I don't. Could he work under another set of circumstances here? Perhaps, but I just think we need to open up our eyes a little bit more, and quit worrying about. We keep getting this word swagger. I'm not worried about swagger.
Style and swagger.
I'm not worried about swagger. I'm worried about who can put together a winning roster and who can shut down another team. I would love to lean towards a defensive-minded head coach.
All right, that is your Card Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. Defense or offense? We're kind of leaning towards defense. Card Pass Social, #1 indoor golf destination in Arkansas. League play starts next week. I know Christian and Nate are really excited about that. What's league play? Well, you get to play for basically 2 months. You get to play all these different courses. It's a 2-man team event, handicap. If you don't have one, they can get you one. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Go to cartpasssocial.com for more information. The #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. Chris says you got to go all the way back to Lou Holtz for the last defensive-minded coach. That's a long time. When did was it 82? Is it 82 that it was last year here? I feel like that's right.
Hatfield was 83.
Yeah. Man, that's a while. No, I think your thought process makes sense to me.
And it doesn't mean an offensive guy can't hire a great defensive coordinator. I mean, that's been the formula for 40 years. But that doesn't mean you can't do it the other way. Maybe we try it the other way for once. If you can find the right candidate. It's still about getting the right candidate for the job that can energize multiple groups, including donors, that can identify talent, knows how to work the portal. There's more than just, hey, what's the priority with you personally? What's your background? Because any coach is going to tell you both. But I would sure like to lean on a head coach that has a more defensive background than offensive background.
I want Hunter to hire the best salesman on the planet and send him up to Eugene, Oregon, and somehow, some way sway Dan Lanning to come down here and coach this football team.
Why would he leave a sugar daddy like Phil Knight ever?
Phil's getting old. Who knows?
You don't think that the Oregon football program and that Oregon athletic department is not going to be left in the will? Come on, man. They're not going to hurt for anything.
I guess
they're a permanent benefactor of the Nike Corporation.
He'll pump every last dollar he has into that until he's gone.
So you got Cody Campbell, Phil Knight, and
we need a sugar daddy.
Who's the other?
Come on, Waltons. Come on, Walton family.
Where's our daddy Warbucks?
Yeah, that's what we need. You'll never miss it.
Trust
me, I can help you spend your money.
Well, I was going to say, what do you always say? It's the easiest. I
can help you
to spend another person's money.
You won't. You'll still have all the bike trails you want.
I was talking to a business owner about this weekend. He's like a transplant Arkansas fan. He's got another team, but he's like that, and he's like, yeah, this state just functions better when the football team's good.
Right.
And that would be my pitch to the Walton family. State functions better when the football team is good. Yeah. That's it. Look, it's easy to spend someone else's money. It's easy to pitch someone when you don't have billions of dollars in the bank. But where's the lie? Where's the lie in that?
They could be the ultimate hero.
Get the people off of Amazon, out of Target, and back into your store.
Yeah. So that would you got to have we need our Cody Campbell. We need our Phil Knight. I don't know who that is, but we need someone that can do that. Hey, if you're looking for a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, either for one of those games coming up on the schedule, or maybe you got a business trip, or just looking for a weekend away. If you're out of the area, go to the Inn at the Mill. That's where we always stay in Northwest Arkansas. 479-443-1800 is their number, 443-1800. Their staff answers the phone. They take care of you with a great attitude and want to make sure all the details are covered. 443-1800 or online at innatthemill.com.
Tom Murphy when we come back.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation,
water willow, lily pads. You need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma. The Booyah Mobster.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Contractors, you know the right equipment makes all the difference. That's why you choose LG HVAC systems. Innovative, efficient, and built to perform. And at J&B Supply, we're more than just a supplier. Since 1968, our family-owned business has provided HVAC and plumbing pros with the products, expert service, and hands-on training to get the job done right. Check out the buzz around LG's new game-changing equipment today. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every
every time.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. There's a slim chance of a shower or storm across the south today. A high this afternoon, mid to upper 80s. Tonight, mainly clear sky, overnight low in the low 60s. Friday, we're right back to sunshine. Our high on Friday will be right around 85. And then Saturday, sunshine, a high in the low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith.
When you play a team like Arkansas, they will expose you, and they'll expose you in a hurry.
ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas needs a coach who can both win in the SEC and embrace the unique culture of the Razorbacks. The next hire should be someone proven at a high level, but not just another retread from the carousel. The Hogs have always thrived with coaches who bring toughness, identity, and a chip on their shoulder. Realistically, Arkansas should look at a rising star like Kansas's Lance Leipold or Kansas State's Chris Kleeman, guys who have built programs with discipline, physical football, and smart game management. Both have turned non-traditional powers into consistent winners, which translates well to Fayetteville's underdog mentality. We don't have to outglitz Alabama or Texas. We never did. What we can do is outwork them, out-tough them, and out-develop the boys we bring here. That's the Razorback way. But don't you dare chase a headline hire. Hire a man of integrity, discipline, and grit. Do that, and Arkansas will rise again.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Busch. With Ty Richardson.
Coke's back. No one's got his name on the court.
And Tommy Kraft.
You listen to the fans, you'll be sitting with them.
And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
So it took 2 years for Arkansas basketball to get back to where you want it to be. Muss comes in. They don't have an NCAA tournament. The SEC tournament gets cut short. Then you go to the Elite Eight the next year. Tommy, whoever it is, whether it's Coach Petrino or another coach, I mean, how long do you think it could take for this football team to get back to a competitive level?
1 year. You got a portal. You don't have to wait 4 years anymore. I mean, you have the money. If you equip the coach with the resources, 1 to 2 seasons should be, I don't think an unreasonable expectation is to get back to being competitive. Now, you say get to a point you're building championship teams, that's a different conversation. But being back to a team that can, you're not, where the minimum expectation is make a bowl game, where 7 or 8 wins is a reality. Maybe if things fall your way, you win 9. Yeah, the right coach with enough resources can turn it around pretty quickly in the portal.
Here's where I stand if I'm a head coach, and I might not say this out loud, but my goal if I become the head coach of Arkansas is to go for 9 wins every year, and you settle for like 7. Now, because what the 9 wins will do is you're in the college football playoff. This guy, and I'm talking about regular season. What?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Because that 9 wins, when the college football playoff expands, will put you in that college football playoff. Arkansas is not going to win regular season-wise. I don't expect them to win 10 or 11 games anytime soon. But I think 9 you can do.
Okay, so let's go through that formula. All right? Tell me how you arrive at 9, all right? You're going to have 3 non-conference games, right? And you have one of those against a Power 4 team on the road every other year, most likely. Okay? So walk me through how you get to 9 on a regular basis.
You're around. Yes, you got to go over.
Walk me through that. I want to because I want to understand it.
You would have to win above 500 in the SEC.
No, you'd have to go 6-3. And then win all 3 of your non-conference games.
Which you can do. Just do what Ole Miss does. They got Washington State next weekend. If you're going to schedule a Power 4 opponent, schedule one that's not good. There's no sense of scheduling someone. Again, you can call me a coward for not wanting to play other teams. You play 9 SEC teams starting next year. Your schedule is good enough.
I'll give you that. Okay, so you win three. You win three SEC games or 3 non-conference games. Now walk me
6-3.
Now walk me through 6-3 with your SEC schedule.
But again,
because when you say things like you should win 9 games, walk me through.
What did I say? You should shoot for 9 and settle for 7. So what is that? The flip side of that? What's the flip side of that?
Tell me.
Going 3 and
wise one.
Going 4 and 5, and that's still 4 SEC wins. Regular season.
I think 7.
How is that?
7's more, until we level up. This program's not on the level to be talking 9 wins right now, going into a 9 SEC game.
But
era.
that's a once every 4 or 5 years. That's what you're shooting for. How can we not be on the level of that? We're not talking about winning 11 or 12 games. You're telling me once every 4 or 5 years you can't win 9? The hell are we talking about?
Okay. I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying when people just throw a number out, just 9 wins, you just throw it out. Well, stop and think about what you're talking about. What you're talking about is you're going to win all 3 non-conference games, and you're going to win 6 SEC games, and you're only going to play at best 5 at home, which means you probably won a non-conference game somewhere on the road that year.
Send us to Pullman. Send us, again, the formula is to play a crummy Power 4 team. Don't play Notre Dame. Don't play Ohio State. Don't play Michigan. You got enough in the SEC.
I agree.
You've had enough in the SEC. You've got Utah, Oklahoma State, Memphis. Who else? And I know that's a group of 5, so that doesn't count. Keep it with that. From now on, think logically. If you're Hunter Yurachek and the head football coach, I guarantee you whoever it is going to be advocating for it.
Hey, we'll get to Tom Murphy in just a minute. First, a word for Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue, next to Sodi's in Fort Smith. Love hanging out in the afternoons after work. It's a great place to stop and meet my buddies for maybe a little after-work cocktail. Sit on the patio. Patio weather is beautiful right now. They've also brought back a fall menu, and they got some fall events that they've planned as well, including this month, the best of both worlds, a tequila and wine tasting paired with Chef Jasmine's creations. We're talking Don Julio and Juggernaut wine. So Don Julio tequilas, including the 1942 and the Don Julio 70 as well. So you can try those. Plus, they'll pair that with Juggernaut Sonoma, the Russian River, and also the Hillside Cabernet as well. So it can be a great selection. So you can get your reservations, get signed up now. It's $150 a person. It's October the 27th at 6 p.m. Great menu and great tequilas and wines all in one great evening. October 27th at Uncorked in Fort Smith. Make your reservations now at uncorkedthefort.com.
I'm working hard on it. We've been working on it now for a couple of days. I think I got the guy I want. But I haven't had the stamp, okay, move ahead, let's go yet, but working hard on it.
That was Coach Petrino's answer to Tom Murphy yesterday, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette, who now joins us. Tom, you were asking about that on-field position that it sounds like he's going to add one more guy. Any idea, you heard his answer there, is it going to be, I'm guessing, by the end of the week, early next week? Any idea on that timeline heading into this Tennessee game in Knoxville next weekend?
Well, I don't, but if he has his guy, then it's just a matter of making sure everything's copacetic, getting the salary right or what have you. And obviously coaches at other major colleges are kind of locked in, and I don't think that would make sense. So, I mean, that's why there was a little bit of a flurry about Alfred Davis a couple of days ago. Former Razorback, he was a great captain during a tough year in 2012, but and we're also not certain if it'll be a linebacker coach or a D-line guy, and that's where Chris Wilson has some flexibility, can do them both. And in explaining why possibly there wasn't a great rush, he talked about how the linebackers and D-line were actually meeting together in some instances and talking about how the run fits need to work, which is a productive type meeting, if you ask me, with the front seven understanding what the other group is doing. So I don't see it as being a major obstacle, but certainly they have the position available and you want to fill it.
Tom, when you look at that defense, I know Petrino kind of touched on more of the idea what they're trying to do, and I forget what was the phrase you said, was it Tinker you asked him? Maybe it was someone else that asked him about that. He was like, I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Like, what can we expect, in your opinion, out of this defense the remaining 7 games with all the changes and everything else going on?
Right. It was me, and I did use the word tinker, and he said, I'm not sure if tinker is the right word, but then again, if you're adjusting what you do or what have you, I don't know. We're playing with semantics here. But anyway, I think the overarching theme I get from what he wants to do is simplify. Let the players understand, here's what we're seeing, here's what we're calling, and here's everyone's assignment based on what we think is coming, instead of having all these multiple, early in the season, after the Ole Miss game, Sam Pittman talked about how they were trying to check their calls and match whatever Lane Pittman was checking from the sideline. And so the calls were getting in late. They weren't aligned right. Their eyes are flying around and not going where they need to go. So if you simplify things and say, we're going to run this, and if they check, then we know what our check is beforehand, then you can play faster. And that really is what it's about, is playing faster. And honestly, they got to play with more passion too, because we just didn't see a lot of that. I mean, I don't know all the factors involved here, but playing with more passion, understanding your assignment will help them be a better defense.
Yeah. Tom, you keep your ear low to the ground. I'm hearing that, practice has been stepped up a few notches, we'll just say, been noticeably more of a grind and difficult these last few days. What are you hearing filtering out of practice, and how are the players responding to having a new head coach and a new general on the field?
Well, similar. And the thing is, Bobby Petrino is known for the work ethic and the hard practices. And Sam Pittman said they were practicing hard. But I think when you take over, the players need to understand, what we've shown on the field, defensively, and really in the second halves of the last 3 games offensively isn't good enough. And so what does that take to improve? We got to work harder. And so we're going to find out. I mean, Tennessee presents a very tough passing offense. They've struggled against the pass, and Arkansas's got to get it going on both sides of the ball. And it's interesting, Petrino pointed out, so you can see all these things have gone through his mind as he's observing the last year and a half what he would do to improve things. And he pointed out that the special teams, even though, Devin Bale has done great, and I think Scott Starzik, he's missed 2 long field goals. He's been okay, but they're not forcing any turnovers. They're not getting any return yardage, haven't blocked any punts. So they have to step it up in special teams too. He's basically calling on every unit, we have to be better.
How much of this turnaround just simply boils down to the players have to take some pride in what they're doing? I mean, you got to have pride. I mean, getting embarrassed 56-13, at some point as a man getting paid to play football at the University of Arkansas, some of this just boils down to, hey, I don't want my legacy, I don't want my reputation pinned to what's happened so far. Some of this, to me, just, hey, you got to man up and say we're not going down like this.
I agree. That's a strong component in what it's going to take to be improved. And I'm not sure if I could assign a percentage to it, but it plays a lot into it.
Yeah.
And then the coaches can help them too with what Bobby Petrino was talking about. I mean, clearly Travis Williams wouldn't have had all that offense in if he didn't think it would work. But perhaps their minds were thinking too much. Maybe there was too many new players, and to make it all work, they just had too many schemes. So that's what he talked about. We had a lot of defense in, is the way Petrino put it.
Well,
so they're going to try to simplify it, and the coaches can help them with that as well.
When the new head coach or the interim head coach fires most of the defensive staff as Act 1, that just tells you a lot about maybe the relationship amongst the staff and how that was perhaps spilling over to the team itself. I mean, I think it's a more than a glimpse into what was going on behind the scenes.
I agree. You probably heard just like I did. There were undercurrents discontent between Travis and Bobby Petrino. And, if you think about this, Petrino was the coach of the Falcons in 2007, and Travis Williams was on that roster. We clearly heard the Atlanta players did not like the way he left and resented that. And Travis was a part of that team. He was an NFL player. So who knows if that was a long-standing thing or how it might have boiled up here at Arkansas. But I do believe it played a part. And getting the defense to believe in the team concept and, look, we can be a better team. And we can show that in Knoxville in 2 Saturdays from now. He's got to make that happen. And I do believe Petrino will have a tougher-minded team because we know that his teams from 08 through 11 were tough. They could take blows and fight back and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's going to be a fascinating psychological thing to see what these next 7 games look like. Particularly, Bobby Petrino has got incentive, motivation to want the head coaching job again, and we'll see it played out on the field.
I can't help but believe, these problems didn't bubble up overnight. And you go back to last season when Sam Pittman was battling an injured hip that needed surgery, had to delay that to after the season. I would imagine some of these frustrations between coaches arose last year when maybe Sam wasn't around as much just because of his condition, and have just spilled over into this year. I think where we have arrived now after 5 games of this year can be traced back to a lot of things that went on last season.
Well, you make an interesting point, and I don't doubt that plays into it some, the seeds of that and what have you. And, there was a time where, after they had that good defensive season in Travis's first year, that you thought if something ever happened, if Hunter Yurachek made a move, that Travis might be a natural spot to take the interim coach's role. But when Petrino came on board last year, I'm not sure what might have happened. But clearly at this stage of the game, I think Petrino was a more natural choice because the defense has struggled so badly to be the interim coach.
Tom Murphy with this Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette. On the Bobby Petrino subject, Tom, is he auditioning for another coaching role outside of Arkansas, another D1 head coaching job perhaps, or is it just Fayetteville or bust for him in your opinion?
That's a great question, and I'm not sure, but say this about him. If they have some success down the stretch, go 4-3 somehow, maybe go 5-2, get bowl eligible. 5-2 seems really hard, but anyway, but Arkansas doesn't select him, then he will have shown that he took a struggling program that clearly had some disconnects, turned them into a team that won more games than they lost down the stretch, and would be a viable candidate somewhere. At age 64, I think for Petrino, who knows how many more viable years you have left. I would argue that the Mac Brown and Bill Belichick teams at North Carolina didn't go great, and there's been some coaches who coached well into their late 60s. So, Bobby seemed pretty a vital guy on Monday. He seemed refreshed and ready to take on the challenge.
Tom, you were here covering the team, obviously, in 2019 following the Chad Morris debacle. I wonder your perspective as you talk to people that you have sources with or maybe someone outside. What is the difference in dynamic between that coaching job search then and what it is right now, in your opinion?
Well, a lot of it boils down to that, right? How coaches perceive. And I think Lane Kiffin and Eli Drinkwitz, 2 of the bigger names who interviewed, just thought it was too big, like too big of a roster overhaul. You don't have a chance to build and start winning just because it's such a daunting schedule. And here's what the roster looks like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Pittman and Barry Lundy Jr. wanted the job. And clearly, after one season, Arkansas was a better team automatically in 2010 and 2020. They looked pretty good against Georgia, especially in the first half. And in 2021, they were a good SEC football team. So that's how immediate of an impact Sam Pittman made in getting team unity. Now, I think all the other outside factors, the portal, NIL, everything played into it was harder to keep a quality roster together, 22, 23, 24, and various other things where it played 23. But I just think it was harder for him. And Hunter Yurchek himself admitted he did not have the full resources he needed to be a viable SEC championship contender. So they made the statement. So it's on record. We're going to have enough to offer a coach. The coaches will find out in the coming months if they believe that to be true. And that will, to me, that will denote the quality of candidate Arkansas could entertain.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff. We'll chat next week during the game week. Arkansas, Tennessee, next Saturday at 3:15.
Cool deal. Everybody have a good open weekend. See ya.
Enjoy it.
I guess technically 4:15 over there. Is Knoxville and Athens and Gainesville the only SEC teams that are in Eastern time? Everyone else is Central. Is that right? Or Columbia?
Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah.
I'm just I'm so happy we're on Central time, Tommy. I hate Eastern.
Is Auburn still in Central?
Ooh, no, it's not because it's weird.
Yeah, because the lines. Because when you get out there about like Talladega or somewhere, you hit the time zone.
When we went there 2 years ago, I was really scared because I'd forgotten about the time switch, and it was lucky we got to our plane and everything. But that's an airport you don't want to be late to, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. Hey, the final splash sale of the year is wrapping up at Burton Pools and Spas. Your last chance to save big on savings before the season is done. Make waves with a 15 by 30 semi-in-ground pool from Burton's, just $19,999. The ultimate backyard upgrade includes a Aquacrete in-ground pool, and then your choice of a hot tub or sauna, absolutely free. Check that out right now. Plus, if you're looking for something smaller, maybe your backyard's a little smaller, plunge pools start at $39,999. It's the final splash sale going on now. Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith, Greenland, Springdale, and Hot Springs, and online at burtonpools.com.
Are you hungry at all?
From yesterday? No, not really.
Or yesterday. But
I think I need to take a day off.
Well, it's Think Tank Thursday, so we asked chat what you should eat for lunch today.
Tommy, maybe skip the double cheeseburger with extra fries today.
Okay.
Your arteries could use a break. Try a grilled chicken wrap or a rice bowl with actual vegetables. Don't worry, eating something green won't revoke your man card. Who knows, you might even survive the afternoon without that I need a nap face you always make.
And that was
so I have I need a nap face?
I don't think so in the afternoon.
It's a much different face.
Okay, what does chat think about what I should eat for lunch?
Ty should skip the sad drive-through burger and actually eat something with flavor and a vegetable in it for once. A grilled chicken wrap with some spice, maybe a side of sweet potato fries, would keep him from crashing at 2 p.m.
There you go.
I used to not eat lunch. I don't eat breakfast. I know do a little more lunch now, but I will say this, like I don't know how people eat. Like I will crash like they said if I eat something heavy during lunch. Like I was tired yesterday because of how much food we ate. Because every break I just kind of meander around the Fort Smith Convention Center, grab something at the Tankersley Food Service Fall Food Show, and then come back, sit, eat it, drink my chocolate milk, and then do the same thing over and over again.
Pretty good at staying put and not making too many laps around there. So, but there was a lot of options that probably wouldn't fit what chat was saying there.
Grilled chicken wrap, grilled chicken salad, grilled chicken something. Always chicken. The choice for the single meal.
I'll tell you where we can go for lunch today. That'd be Joe's Grill and Cantina.
Bang.
They're making fresh chips, homemade salsa, fresh every day there. Speaking of chicken, I had their taco. One of their lunch specials is their taco salad in the bowl that they make, the tortilla bowl. You can get that with ground beef or with chicken. It is absolutely phenomenal. They got this avocado ranch dressing. Woo-wee, is it phenomenal. So if you want something that, just don't eat the shell, and you'll do pretty good on low carb. So go get you a taco salad. You can do that. I had one about 2 weeks ago, and it was phenomenal. I did the ground beef, and that avocado dressing was fantastic. They got a lot of lunch specials. Plus, today is Throwback Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina, one of their famous Cuco's platters, where all the flavor was born. You can find one of those on special today at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
SEC update coming up. Important news for Auburn basketball. We'll share that and some other news when we come back.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
Texting enrolled enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan of CBS, TNT, and Westwood One, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstar battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep on your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield is open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 8 to 1 on Saturdays.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort. We're a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Big matchup for the Arkansas soccer team tonight. Top 10, they're in Columbia, South Carolina, as they'll take on the Gamecocks. 6 o'clock on ESPNU. Both teams have not lost in the Southeastern Conference. South Carolina has a tie, kind of like with the Packers and the Cowboys. Just don't like ties, whether it's in soccer or whatnot. You like PKs. You're a big fan of penalty kicks when it comes to deciding. Can't really do that in football, but that's, I know.
You don't do that in football. You could absolutely do it in football.
Like a goal line stand or something? Or
no.
Field goal?
Kicks.
Golly, you think pressure's on a kicker?
What's wrong with pressure? You get paid a lot of money.
No.
Do the job. Good or no good. I mean, you
want that in college, too, with college kickers?
Sure, why not? Arkansas's had pretty good kickers recently.
They've got quite a list when it comes to that. I like the old overtime. I don't like the new, and I know they're trying to eliminate the 7-8 overtime games or the one that LSU and A&M had years ago, but I just don't like this new overtime.
Some of the greatest games of all time. Let's not have those anymore.
Yeah. Well, they say player safety, and there's probably
death certificates.
They do more research on that stuff than that with injuries and everything else. But like Arkansas's been in some classics when they won and lost. So they lost Tennessee, they beat Kentucky, they beat Ole Miss. Am I missing another one? If you want to say the 3 overtime against LSU, I guess you could lump that in there. Is there one more that I'm missing when it comes to a lot of overtime games? Outside of those
the Tennessee's the most painful one. Yeah.
That game was wasn't that game 18-10 in the fourth, and then Matt threw it to Richard, and he goes down the sidelines, ties it up in Knoxville, and then that game goes back and forth, and we ended up losing. That was what wild about it. And even the LSU Arkansas
02 was that game?
Yeah, that sounds right. Maybe it was 01. But I
think it's 02 or 03. I think it's one or the other.
Even the LSU Arkansas game was not that high scoring. He started scoring a little more in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about 07, and then it just started to pile up a little bit when you get to 3 overtimes.
And don't kid yourself that TV wants to get the game over so they can move on to the next game too. Because they don't have Avail sold in overtime. They don't have ads sold for overtime.
Okay.
They want to move on to the next game as well.
Okay.
So don't kid yourself that TV's not also prodding along college overtime.
Yeah.
And NFL for that matter.
Deshaun Pettiford, one of the guys coming back to Auburn, declared that with Stephen Pearl. I guess John Rothstein got that information. That's and I think I heard Clay talking about this on halftime. Like the timing of that was well done from Pearl and that organization, because now you're at a point like we've talked about with Arkansas football, you don't really have a roster spot to go to. Well, a month out from the season, they didn't really have a spot to go through. And that Pettiford kid's outstanding. He's unbelievable. Who would want him as a point guard? But you're kind of in a situation where there's no incredible college
you're back into a
basketball
corner. And that was part of the plan. But I mean, I don't think this was a complete surprise to Auburn administration. And listen, from an administrative standpoint, it's a relief not to have to do a search, too. If you feel like you've got someone of quality, you can turn it over to.
Well, name one.
Searches are high-pressure situations.
Name one son that's taken over for his pops, and it's worked out.
I mean, off the top of my head,
didn't work out for the Suns. Didn't work out for the Knights.
Well, eventually, if you hang around sports long enough, you're going to be able to say it didn't work out. But I think Bobby Knight's son did okay at Tech. I mean,
that's what Cal's going to do here in a few years. Once he's done, he's just going to give it.
They're
right
not
to Brad.
handing the
He's gonna
reins
give it
over
right
to Brad, and
you
that's
don't think so.
I would be if I was Darius Acuff or Malik Thomas or Isaiah Sealy, and I was a true freshman coming in, and all of a sudden Cal before the season's Brad's taking over. I would be as angry as a human being could be, as angry and as frustrated. So I guarantee you, those Auburn guys were like, What the bleep? Why are we like? And they don't have anywhere to go though. They're not going to be good. There's no way that he is going to have success there in Auburn. None.
He's been their recruiting coordinator at Auburn for the past several years, so I bet his players, that's probably the reason why they're sticking around, is because he's got a good relationship with them. But yeah, I don't know. He doesn't know as much about ball as his dad.
That is one less obstacle to Indianapolis, is not having to play Bruce Pearl in the NCAA tournament, potentially. One less night that you knock out of the way. Because that, I know they didn't win a national championship with here, but he went to 2 Final Fours. And that's one less coach you have to worry about in the SEC.
I hope you're right. I mean, but, let's give the guy a chance. I don't think they've had a game. What's their record this year so far?
It's not going to be good.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Not going to be good.
We will see. Is that it for the SEC update?
Unless you got
any
something
more
to
items?
add.
I'm good. Brought to you by by our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. When you're ready to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the right financing option that's best for you. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or drop by any of Farm Credit's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories.
Let's go to Louisiana. William is in Lafayette this morning. William, go ahead, man. You're on the morning rush.
Good morning. How y'all today?
Good, buddy.
Yes, sir. So first off, I want to say thank you, Sam and Jamie Pittman. We're proud y'all were here and wish y'all nothing but the best going forward. Okay. But when you look into it, look at Coach Pittman, his time here, I think something that doesn't get talked about as much, right? It's him being a first-time head coach. I just don't think he was able to hire quality staff, right? I think he came out the gate strong, and he hired 2 good coordinators, but completely missed out replacing Kendall, right? That coordinator didn't even make it through the year.
Right.
He got Bobby, however he got Bobby, right? He got Barry Odom, and once Barry was gone, he replaced him with Travis. But if you look down at the assistant coaches, I don't think he ever got the defensive line coach right. I don't think he ever got that right. And going forward, one thing that is encouraging to me is the message that our athletic director stated, that we're going to try to increase the salary pool for assistant coaches, support staff, because that's something we're severely lacking. I know NIL is a big focus, and that can offset a lot of the deficiencies, but we need to up that level of assistant coaches. Another thing, I don't think Coach Pittman, and I think COVID may have played a factor in this too, but if you look at his first, second, third recruit classes, they were just gutted. I don't even know how long some of those guys may have passed their freshman redshirt. We've got to get that stuff in addition to NIL. But, I heard Coach Holtz on the Chuck and Bo show. He was talking about the blueprint for success at Arkansas. And I think if we're going to look to the future, we got to reference the past, right? And when we had periods of time when we were successful, we need to recruit the state of Missouri a little bit better, okay? It's going to be a permanent opponent. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why we don't get up there more for football in Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis. It just blows my mind, right? But I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that. What are some of the things that, the details you're looking for in this next hire, this next step we take together? And I'd just like to hear what you guys' thoughts are on that. Thank y'all very much.
William, thanks, buddy. You touched on a handful of things there. I think that I feel the same way Tommy does about the Pittmans. I'm appreciative of Sam getting this program out of the dumpster fire it was. And I don't wish him any ill will, and I hope Arkansas fans feel that same way. In terms of his hires, I think, like, coordinator-wise, you at one point could make a case that you had the best offensive and defensive coordinator duo in the conference with Coach Odom and Coach Briles. Now, obviously, things change. Dan Enos, not good. T-Will, awful year this year. Look at the defense, though, 2 years ago, really good. Last year, took a step back. Enos, again, didn't work out, but people were really excited about Petrino. So I think he's hit on what is that, 3 of 5 of his coordinator hires? But it's the position coaches, I think, that William was more talking about that you don't know.
Well, 3 of 5, 60%.
And maybe you can make a case 3.5 of 5. They just T. Will didn't do. They just weren't any good this year.
Hadn't been so far. That'll be the most interesting thing to this dynamic is how much can Coach Petrino turn this defense around, and can we just tackle? Look like we could get guys semi in position to stop a play, and then there's like no effort to make the tackle. So I'm interested to see if we can get that re-engaged.
Element that he also brought up is the football recruits in Missouri. So Ryan Wingo, who was Ronnie's little brother, played at I think St. Louis University, and obviously didn't land him. He's in Austin right now, unfortunately. But KC's only 3.5 from Fayetteville.
Yeah,
it's not far. And Missouri, like Drinkowitz has, St. Louis, he's got really two big metropolitan areas. He's got St. Louis and Kansas City at his disposal. And I don't think there's anything incorrect with Williams saying Arkansas should get up there more, being as close as they are to campus.
Hey, I brought this up the other day. I want to change gears. I want to mention this again because I was checking. We mentioned this deal with Dirks High School, and they're up to possibly win $1 million for a stadium renovation, more or less. It's T-Mobile, I believe. T-Mobile is giving away $1 million towards a game-changing home field update. And, hey, wouldn't it be great? The only school in Arkansas, so we can all get behind this one school. The only school in Arkansas that is a finalist is Dirks High School. It's in South Arkansas. And right now, I'm on this site, Friday night, 5glights.com. The number 5 it's a numeral 5. Friday night, 5glights.com. Dirks High School is number 1 in the voting right now. They have 95,196 votes. Lebanon High School in Oregon is second with 82,000. So we got to keep these guys propped up. So what we need all of you out there to do is go to Friday night, 5glights.com, help them get that $1 million to upgrade their stadium. They're going to get a consultation with a stadium experience expert. Gronk is going to do a weight room upgrade by Gronk Fitness, and they're going to get 16 folks from the school to go to the SEC championship game to represent them if they win. So how do you do this? Just go to Friday night, 5glights.com. They're also giving away a trip to Gulf Shores. Just send your screenshot to outlawcontest@gmail.com with your entries, and they will get you signed up. I think you can enter once a day per email address, so just load it up, stuff the ballot box. Friday night, 5glights.com. Let's help Dirks High School get that $1 million. Have
you ever been to Gulf Shores?
Yes.
It's been, yes. I think it's been like 15 years since
Gulf
I've been
Shores,
there.
Floribama Bar.
I still have not been there. That's like the SEC Mecca that I have not.
Go out on the peninsula of Fort Morgan.
I saw this stat. 30% of Americans choose the same vacation spots repeatedly. Do you like going to a spot that you know is going to be a good time, or do you like mixing it up? Cole, hop on this too.
I like repeats. I don't know if it's 30% of the time, but you know what you're going to get, and you know where to stay. You know how to deal with the airport. You know the restaurants you like. Generally, you go back. Why? Because you had a good time the first
time.
So yeah, I'm down with going to the same place twice.
I get such like chills and like my skin, not crawl, but the I don't know if bristle's the right word, but like when you enter a town for the first time, whether it's a big city or small city, I just like experiencing like that, some of the hometown feels and stuff that people there obviously get to experience every day. Colton, do you like doing the same thing, other thing? Where do you go on this?
Well, I've used all my vacation days for the full year, so I got to get used to doing the same thing. But I'm a comfort guy. I like going to the same places and experiencing the things that I've done before because they make me feel good. And going to a new place, I can get a little bit anxious about that.
Yeah, but I do have this burning desire in me to see things that I haven't seen. Go to different continents. Be in all 50 states at some point. I'm at like 34. I've got a ways to go. So
it's your nomadic destiny.
I just like to.
Nomadic destiny.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see a lot of different stuff. Y'all watching football tonight? 49ers Rams.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
49ers at the Rams. 7.5 here on the Bet Saracen app. Minus 7.5 for the Rams.
He's done okay, hadn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's got a good support cast, but I mean it's Mac Jones. Oh. Yeah.
That Thursday night game doesn't. I don't know if I have any fantasy guys in this game. I'll watch something like that. Tell me if I have fantasy. I don't think I have anyone participating fantasy wise, so it's not. No, doesn't appeal.
Bet Saracen's loaded up here. You got You got that game tonight, and then you got all the full slate for Sunday. Then baseball, got a ton of baseball for today. There's also, like some WNBA on here, but you got Detroit and the Guardians
Just want
today.
to bypass that.
Cubs and Padres. Well, I moved my screen. Red Sox, Yankees in that deciding game. All 1.5 run lines. WNBA, Mercury and Aces.
There we go.
Phoenix and Vegas. That's tomorrow at 7. It's their next game. So
what's the closest WNBA team is it Tulsa or Dallas? I guess that's the closest.
Does Tulsa have one?
Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm thinking like D2 hockey or something like that. For some reason, I thought Tulsa had a WNBA team, but maybe I'm wrong
Probably
on
the
that.
Dallas Stars.
Sam Houston versus New Mexico State tonight, college
Wings,
football.
Dallas Wings.
Do they have the I haven't looked. Do they have the Arkansas lineup yet for next week?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Not for next week.
What is that line going to be next week? 12.5?
I'd say
15?
Closer to 2 touchdowns. You're on the road,
Okay.
yeah. So, Bet Saracen, betsaracen.com. You can download it in the Apple app or Google Play Store. I think a couple touchdowns. So
I had a Tennessee friend text me because he was bashing the Arkansas job, and I was like, we've won the last, I think, 5 of 6 against you guys, and it's like, well, that changes next week.
probably. If you can't beat Arkansas right now, I mean, that ain't nothing to write home mama about right now.
And this was not Bruce, by the way. Bruce is not cocky at all when it comes to talking about his faults. He sandbags Tennessee more than they actually get. I just don't want to get mauled next week. You talk about intensity level on the defense. I mean, I don't think you're gonna win that game, but at least don't get beat 46-13 or 52-13, whatever it was this past Saturday. Was 56? 56? Yeah, 56-13.
56-13.
Jeez.
So, hey, I'm on Gaston's Facebook page right now, and there is a bunch of pictures. I'm just scrolling through, and Sean White, our good buddy, he's got several up here in just like recent days. A couple days ago, fishing with a great couple, just some huge rainbows. Looks like some big 24-plus inch fish being caught. And then, some great pictures, great bucket list type memories at Gaston. So looks like right now is a great time to go. There's a picture of Mike Howell taking his boat out. He's one of the great guides there with the sunrise just coming up kind of over the water's edge. Beautiful picture. And you can enjoy these kind of memories. Go to their Facebook page. Just search Gaston's White River Resort. You'll see a variety of details. You can go to gastons.com. I like the variety of accommodations there. If you just got a couple people going, they can put you in a great room or a cabin. If you got a family going, they've got housing and lodging with multiple bedrooms, full kitchens available. We're getting to fireplace season where you can they'll bring that firewood right to your door and you can keep a fire going as well. They got fiber internet so that you can enjoy everything from a streaming TV to staying in touch with the office to kids playing games as well. 870-431-5202 is the number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I'm personally not necessarily a yes man, but I will, give my opinion on certain things.
This is the Morning Rush.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Archery deer season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows from Hoyt, PSC, Prime, Darton, Bear, and Elite Plus crossbows from 10 Point, Wicked Ridge, Barnett, and Killer Instinct, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site to get you dialed in and ready to hunt. Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great pastor appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Number you can pay for reach.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Yeah, we got a lot of one-on-one conversations too, and not just with me. You know, everybody's trying to get their players in and visit with them one-on-one. And
Bobby Petrino yesterday during the SEC teleconference also got a chance to listen to John Calipari. Who's the bigger man on campus right now?
Oh, Calipari.
It's still Calipari?
100%.
Why so quick to snap to that? If they win some football games here in the next few weeks, does that change at all, or is it still Cal?
Cal's Cal. John Calipari.
Mm-hmm. Not to the country. I'm talking about to Arkansas.
I understand.
It's still Cal.
Who could go shop for their own groceries without disrupting the entire store?
I think people would be scared to go up to Bobby and try to talk to him. Cal's a little more approachable on that.
Yeah, I'd still say the big man on campus is still John Calipari. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be on the road at WT Equipment in Springdale as we kick off the weekend. We're there from 9 to 11. Halftime will be there as well. They're having their Fall on the Lot on Saturdays, brought to you by WT Equipment and Wood Power Sports. That'll be Saturday from noon to 4. Burgers, dogs off the grill, games and activities for the whole family. And they're going to be giving away a brand new ATV. Just bring a canned good or non-perishable food item for Feed 479. Each donation is an entry, and you must be present to win. So join us tomorrow at WT Equipment in Springdale. We're there from 9 to 11. Saturday is the Fall on the Lot. It's only at WT Equipment and Wood Power Sports in Springdale.
All right, so you got MLB playoffs tonight. You've got college football this weekend. Florida State, Miami, Alabama, Vanderbilt are kind of the marquee games. And you've got NFL, Tommy. Again, we were talking about it earlier. October, it's hard to beat when it comes to sports.
49ers, Rams tonight.
Yep.
So we'll have it all, and we'll have NFL here for you this weekend.
Yep, exactly. All right, that's going to do it for us here on the Morning Rush. Halftime coming up next. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Big C on the way.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479